JetBlue, meantime, reporting results this morning as well. The stock down sharply on current quarter guidance. Let's get to Phil LeBeau, who has more details. Hi, Phil.
And, Mike, it's not only that guidance, which we'll get to in a little bit for the current quarter, but also for the full year. Let's first start with the numbers for the second quarter. This was a beat by a penny, with JetBlue earning 45 cents a share, revenue coming in basically in line with expectations at $2.61 billion, with cost per seat mile, excluding fuel, in the third quarter up 3.2%. Those numbers largely in line with expectations, but it is the guidance. That is the reason shares of JetBlue moving lower. Let's start first off with the third quarter. EPS guide of a loss of 20 cents to break even. The street this morning, before these numbers came out, were expecting a profit of 40 cents a share. Revenue in the third quarter, and this is the impact of the Northeast Alliance being unwound, it's going to be down 4 to 8%. Full year, JetBlue is expecting to earn between 5 and 40 cents a share. The guidance, again, heading into this morning, was for a profit of 78 cents a share. So you see the guidance is well below what Wall Street was expecting, and that is the reason you see shares of JetBlue under pressure. It'll be interesting to see what Robin Hayes, CEO of JetBlue, has to say a little bit later on during the company's conference call. But clearly, guys, it is the guidance here that is moving shares lower for JetBlue. Back to you.
Yeah, and Phil, really a picture of separation within the airline industry in terms of winners and losers. Yep. It looks like if you look at the underperformance of JetBlue and Southwest versus the airline index or some of the bigger ones, it's pretty stark. What's really behind that?
Well, the biggest driver is look at those airlines where the stock is doing well, where the guidance has been upbeat. It has largely been those who have more international exposure, whether it's American, Delta especially, United. They have oriented more of their schedules towards the international demand that is out there, not just transatlantic, but increasingly transpacific as well. By comparison, take a look at those who have reported less than optimistic results or outlooks that leave people saying, well, that's not that great. JetBlue, and we know what's going on with JetBlue in the Northeast Alliance, as well as Southwest. One other thing to point out here, Mike, with regard to JetBlue. This stock, while it is moving lower on the guidance for the full year and for the third quarter, at the end of the day, what really drives this stock is going to be how the proposed merger with Spirit plays out. We've already seen them have the Northeast Alliance unwound, and that impact is being felt in the second half of this year. Now it'll be a question of what happens with this proposed merger with Spirit. That's really what investors are focused on. To a certain extent, the stock is locked into a bit of a range here until that plays out, and we know the DOJ is contesting that proposed merger. That'll play out over the next 12 to 14 months.
Yeah, for sure. So in a sense, JetBlue attempting to gain scale, whereas the Deltas and the UALs certainly already enjoy much greater scale, Phil.